welcome to my channel. My name is Dina. Thank you so much for being here. On this episode of Lipstick Looks, we dived into a gorgeous emerald green lip. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this emerald green look, then stay tuned. Okay, so for this emerald green lip glam, I put together such a beautiful look that I know you guys are gonna love if you guys want to wear, or if you love to wear, a green lip. And especially with Halloween around the corner, I just feel like this is just such a fun, wearable look. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to bronze my skin. The bronzer that I am using is KKW Beauty's Contour No. 4 Single Bronzer. So I'm just going to start off by adding my bronzer. You always want to start off on your forehead, and be sure to actually touch your hairline just so that way you don't see where your makeup starts and stops, and just so that way it is more natural. Also too, whenever you dip into the bronzer, always be sure to go from pan to hand, just so that way you don't deposit too much color on the face, and also too, it just looks more natural and more blended. Whenever applying your bronzer, be sure to apply it on the high part of your cheekbone. Don't apply it down here. It will bring your face downward, so keep it above the top part of your ear, right over here. A lot of people, when you go to the makeup counter, they tell you to put it from your ear to your lip and downward. That's where you want to put your contour powder, and that's what I'm going to show you right after this. So very first thing that you want to do is bronze the skin. So bronzing the skin is just bringing you kind of like a sun-kissed glow. So we're kind of infusing back the color into our skin, because whenever we put concealer and foundation on, we're wiping away the color on our skin. So bronzer is just adding back that natural color that we do have to our skin, and contour is just adding definition that we erase. So I'm going to show you how to contour afterwards. Now I already have my concealer and foundation on, because I want to make the main focus of this video about our eyes, lips, cheek, and face. So if you guys have any questions on how to apply your concealer and foundation, how to get a blank canvas before adding any color, you can refer back to my concealer and foundation video, where I help you not only put on foundation, but pick out your colors as well. Now once you're done applying your bronzer, we're going to move on to the contour powder. So right before I do that, I'm just going to contour my nose. Now I'm going to show you how I love to contour my nose. I don't like to take a smaller brush and dip into my bronzer and draw on the stripes on my nose. I feel like that looks really made up and it doesn't really look natural. It looks like you have contour on your nose. So I just like to take whatever's left over on my brush, and I'll start by going on the tip of the nose. So this really does shorten the nose. And then I'll take a little bit of bronzer and I'll bring it down the sides of my nose, just like this. And I love doing it with my bronzer brush, because it kind of just like buffs it in. It doesn't really put a harsh line, and then you'll see when I look at you directly in the camera, you get this beautiful natural contour on your nose. Now once we are done with the bronzer, now we're going to move on to contour. Moving on to contour, one of my favorite steps. Now we're going to move on using a cool tone contour powder. So I'm going to show you the difference, just in case you guys are wondering the difference between a bronzer and a contour powder. So this is a bronzer right over here. You can see how it is a little bit more of a warm tone, and this is a cool tone bronzer, so it has absolutely no warmth to it. It definitely has a little bit more of a cool undertone. So we're going to use a contour powder to contour and define our natural features. So for this, I like to use an angled brush, because you really get definition. It really makes a precise line. Same concept, go ahead and dip your brush into the contour powder and put the excess onto your hand. I like to start off with my jawline, because I love getting that extra definition right up on my jawline. And then also too, once you're done defining the jawline, don't forget to put it right up here, right up underneath your chin, just to erase and enhance this area right over here. And then also bring it down onto the neck, just so that way there is no harsh lines, because as you know, with makeup, it's all about blending. So you want to be sure to be really precise. If you want to put a little bit extra, you can tailor it to how you like it. Just be sure to really soften and blend. Great, now once you're done adding the contour powder on your jawline, you can really see how it does define your jawline. Now I'm going to take it onto my cheekbone. So I like to place it right up underneath my cheekbone, and then I'll push it up into the bronzer just like this. So that way you still get that definition underneath your cheekbone, but you're pushing it up into the bronzer, so that way it looks natural. And then I like to take a little bit of the contour powder and just put it right up onto my hairline, so that way everything is seamless and blended. And you will also notice that I am applying my bronzer and contour powder in stippling motions. You don't want to swipe on your bronzer, you don't want to swipe on your contour powder. That will remove the foundation and the foundation powder that we have underneath, and that will cause your makeup to look streaky. So to avoid making your makeup look streaky, just apply all your color in stippling motions. Great, so once I'm done with the contour powder, you can see how instantly it really does kind of hollow out the cheekbone and give you a really beautiful definition on the other side. So now I'm just going to go ahead and contour my other side of my cheek. Okay, so now that I'm done adding my contour powder onto my cheek, I want to show you how I like to contour my nose. So same concept, I don't like to re-dip my brush back in the product. I'll just take whatever's left over on my brush and I'll just sweep that again right up underneath the nose to shorten the nose, and then I'll take it down the sides of the nose to really enhance the shape of our nose. And then I'll do the same thing right up on the other side, and you'll really see how it does add a beautiful contour without it looking costumey. Great. Now once we are done adding our bronzer, now we're going to move on to our transition blush. This is one of my favorite steps. It really does make your color just look very cohesive and very natural. So for this step, I'm going to show you what the color looks like. So it looks like this. It's a little bit of a bronzy pink color. Now this is one of my favorite transition blushes. It does come with a highlighter. That is one of my favorite highlighters. We are going to be using that later today. But for now, I'm just going to dip into this transition color, and I'm going to show you exactly where to put this color. So to use a reference, you want to smile just like this, and you'll see the apple of your cheek. So the apple of your cheek is this round spot right over here. And then right back here, right before your bronzer, is where you want to put your transition shade, because this will make your overall blush and bronzer look more natural. And you'll see once I'm done applying the color, and when I look at you right in the camera, you'll see how it just gives you this really beautiful, almost bronzy pinky color. So now I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side, applying it right over here. So smile, and then right after the apple of your cheek, right before where we applied the bronzer, is where we're going to put this really beautiful bronzy pinky color that really does just kind of tie the look together and make your blush look more like a ombre blush. Great. Now once we're done with that, we're going to move on to our actual blush color. Now for this emerald green lip, we don't want to do anything too pinky, because pink and green is just going to look a little bit too dolled up, a little bit too colorful. So to avoid looking, colorful and like having our colors clash, I'm going to use this really beautiful peachy color. I just think peach with green goes so beautifully together. So for this step, go ahead and grab your blush brush. All of the brushes that I am using, I am going to link them for you down below. They are all under $8 and they are very, very effective. So I'm just going to dip into my blush right over here, and the blush that I am using is from shopaoa.com in the shade Delight. This blush is only $1, very pigmented. It goes on so beautifully. I am absolutely obsessed with this shade too. It's so hard to find a matte pale peach blush, so they did an amazing job with this color. Now once you're done dipping your brush into the blush, now just tap off the excess, and now we're going to apply this right onto the apples of our cheeks. But we want to avoid going too close to our nose, because any redness around the nose area, if you guys have been following my channel, will cause redness and also just make you look sick. So to avoid looking sick, just don't take your blush too close to the nose. Now look how beautiful this peachy color is. So light, so feminine, and peach goes so beautifully with every single skin tone. So I really highly recommend that everybody gets a peach color. It's just more softer and more wearable throughout the day. So now I'm just going to take the blush and do the same thing on the other side, and you'll notice I'm keeping my blush up really high. So I'm not putting my blush down here. It's very important that you keep your blush up as high as possible. You never want to bring your face downwards. So in order to avoid bringing your face downwards, always keep your blush up as high as possible. Now usually I'll just kind of leave my blush like that, but for today I want to kind of make it look a little bit more enhanced, so I'm going to add my favorite pop color blush. So right after you're done applying your blush color, we're going to add this really beautiful sheen. So it is in that same tone. It's kind of like a peachy color, but it has a little bit of a reflective pigment to it. So this is just really going to make that blush pop, but it's not going to give you any more color. So I'm just going to show you right on the other side. So right over here, I'm just going to take a little bit of this reflective pigment. I'm going to place it right on top of my blush, and you'll instantly see how it makes the peachiness, the lightness of my blush just look a little bit more radiant, and it really just makes the overall blush color stand out more. So now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm just going to add a little bit of the reflective pigment, and then you guys will overall see how it really does just make your blush look more intense. Okay, now that we are done adding our bronzer and blush, we're going to move on to highlighter. Okay, so now moving on to highlighter. Highlighter is definitely one of my favorite steps as well. It really does highlight and accentuate your natural features. So for this step, grab your highlighting brush and dip into your highlighter. And you want to place your highlighter at the highest part of the cheekbone. You can go ahead and look up if you want to, just to make sure that you really get it to the highest part of the cheekbone, right over here. Now I like to add a little bit extra, so I'll do one application of color and then I'll just go back in one more time just to kind of intensify that. Now I'll also take a little bit of highlighter and just put it right on top of my eyebrows. This does lift and arch your brow. And now I'm just going to take a little bit of highlighter, but I'm not going to take it down my whole entire nose. I'm just going to do a little bit on the tip of the nose. You'll often see makeup artists taking that long stripe and putting it down the whole entire bridge of the nose. That will make your nose look longer. So to avoid making your nose look longer and just to draw attention to the tip of your nose, just take a little bit of highlighter and put it right there, and look how beautiful that is. You still get that highlight, but it takes the focus off the whole entire nose. So now I'm going to take a little bit of highlighter and put it right at my Cupid's bow, so right at the tip of your mouth. This will make your lips look fuller and also kind of make this lip look a little bit lifted, which is really beautiful. And then again, we're just going to take the highlighter and put it at the highest part of the cheekbone. So I'm just going to do one application, and then I'm going to go back in and just make it look a little bit more intense. Great, now once you're done applying the highlighter, you can overall see how it really does highlight and accentuate our natural features. Now once we are done applying the highlighter, now we're going to move on to our eyebrows and eyeshadow. You'll notice that I do have a little bit of eyeshadow on my eyes already. This is from my basic eyeshadow set, so if you guys have any questions on how to achieve this basic eyeshadow look, you can go ahead and refer back to that video where I help you pick out your own basic eyeshadow set. Now before we start moving on to any color, I am going to fill in my eyebrows just a little bit, so I already have a little bit of eyebrow pencil on my eyes, so just to tie the look together, I'm just going to take a little bit of my tinted eyebrow gel from shopaoa.com, and I'm just going to place this right at the tip of my eyebrows just to make my eyebrows look a little bit fuller on the ends, and this also keeps your eyebrow product and hairs in place. Great. Now once we are done with that, now we're going to move on to the eye. So like I said, I already have kind of like my canvas on my eyes, my neutral colors, and now I'm just going to start adding some color to go with this emerald theme look. Now the colors and the palette that I'm going to be using is from KKW Beauty. This is her Mario palette. Now the first color that I'm going to be using, this is one of my favorite colors actually, it's this color right over here, so just a really beautiful traditional gold color. So for this step, I'm just going to take a medium-sized eyeshadow brush and I'm going to dip into my gold powder. Always tap off the excess before you move onto your eye just to make sure that you don't have any fallout, and also to KKW Beauty's eyeshadows are so pigmented and so beautiful, so you really do get a lot of pigment with just one dip, so you don't have to go back and forth into the eyeshadow. Just be very, very gentle and use the tip of the brush. Now you'll notice I'm taking this really beautiful reflective traditional gold color and I'm placing it right at the inside corner of my eye and a little bit on my eyelid, so right at the inside corner. And then I'm placing it right on the eyelid. Great. So now I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side, placing this really beautiful gold right over here. Great, and now I'm just going to take a little bit and put it right on the inside corner, right on top of my tear duct. Great, now once we are done with that, I'm going to clean off my brush because I still want to use this medium-sized eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to use this in-between eyeshadow brush cleaner from shopaoa.com. This is really great. It does clean your eyeshadow brushes in between uses, so it's great if you don't have a lot of brushes to use or if you just want to clean your favorite brush like I am right over here. So now I'm going to wet my brush with my makeup setting spray because I want to make this next color look really intense and really metallic. So I'm going to dip into this bronzy color right over here, which is so, so, so beautiful. Great, now once I'm done dipping into that bronzy powder, I'm just going to take this and place it right over the gold that we did. So I'm focusing it right in the crease. And you'll see once I'm done how it gives you this beautiful definition in the crease, but it's more metallic, it's more bronzy and gold is just the overall theme that I want to go with this emerald green look. Great. Now once I'm done with that, I'm just going to take that same exact color and do it on the other side. Whatever you do to one side, always do to the other, so that way they match and look even. So if you're going to spray the brush on one end, make sure you spray the brush on the other side as well. Great. So now I'm just going to take the same metallic bronze color and I'm going to place it right on top of my crease, right over here. And then you can flip your brush over because there is pigment on the other side. Great, now once we are done with that, always have a clean eyeshadow brush on hand that we use to blend and soften. So I'm just going to take the tip of my clean eyeshadow brush and I'm just going to soften the work that we just did, just to blend the colors together and to also make sure that there is no harsh lines. Now before you move on to the next eye, just to make sure that you don't take any of this pigment and move it on to the next eye, wipe off your brush completely before you move on to the next eye. And just take the tip of your brush like I am right over here and just ever so gently soften and blend the colors. Great. Now once we are done with that, now I want to kind of make this look a little bit more smoky. I don't want to do any black, I don't want to do anything brown, but this rich purple color goes so beautifully with a emerald lip, so I can't wait for you guys to see this. So now I'm going to take a really small eyeshadow brush. This is a brush that I use specifically for the lower lash line. But before I take it to the lower lash line, I am going to use it on the top of my lashes. So I'm just going to dip into this really beautiful, rich purple color, and I'm going to place it right over here, so right at the outside corner of my eye. Now, since we are dealing with a really dark color, be sure to take off the excess so you don't get any fallout on your face. And you'll notice that I'm keeping this color really, really close to my lashes because I do want the definition to be really close to the base of my lashes to make the base of my lashes look fuller. And also too, for this look, I don't want to use any eyeliner, so this is kind of giving that effect of eyeliner and really defining and enhancing your lash line. So this purple color just looks so beautiful with that green. How gorgeous is that purple and green together? I am absolutely obsessed, and I can't wait for you guys to see the lipstick that I picked out. It's so beautiful, it's so fun. I actually got it from CVS too. It was so inexpensive. It was like $6. So beautiful. Great, so you'll see how I put it right on my lower lash line, and then I'm taking whatever's left over and I'm sweeping that into the crease because I really want to show off that crease in that outside corner right over here. Now I'm not taking it all the way to the inside corner because that's where we put our metallic bronze. So we're not going to put it over the metallic bronze. We're just going to keep it right at the outside corner and right over there. Now once we are done with that, we're going to take our blending brush, and we're just going to take the tip of the brush and blend it and blend and soften the work that we just did. You will notice that I'm going to blend after every color. It's very important that you do blend after every single color. If you wait till the very end to blend all of your eyeshadow, you will blend all the colors together and you will mess up all this beautiful work that we just did. So to avoid doing that, blend your eyeshadow step by step. Alright, so now I'm just going to do the same exact thing on the other side with this purple eyeshadow color. Great, now once you are done softening and blending, now we're going to focus on the inside corner. So now I want to take a traditional eyeshadow brush, so just a basic eyeshadow brush, and we're going to spray it with our makeup setting spray, and we're going to re-dip back into this really beautiful gold color right over here. So I want to make this look really, really intense. I'm just going to tap off the excess since I am placing it on the inside corner of my eye. I don't want to risk getting any eyeshadow into my eye, and you can overall see how it really does make that inside corner look super electric. Now again, same thing you do on one side, always be sure to do on the other side so that way they look exactly the same. And then just take the excess off onto your hand just to make sure you don't get any in your eye, and then place this right on the inside corner, right over here, right on your tear duct. Any eyeshadow that you place on the inside corner on your tear duct does make your eyes look a little bit more open and more separated, which is really beautiful. So now I'm just going to take my eyeshadow brush that we used to soften and blend, and now I'm just going to soften the work that we just did just to make sure that there is no harsh lines. Great, perfect. Now once we are done with the eyeshadow, I'm going to do one last and final step. We are going to do the lower lash line. So that same brush that we use for the top part of our lashes, we're going to clean it off on our in-between eyeshadow brush cleaner. If you don't have one of these, you can just use a Kleenex or whatever brush cleaner that you have. Just make sure that your brush is dry. You don't want your brush to have any leftover brush cleaner on it. Great, now once your product is dry, now we're going to dip into this color right over here. So just a tan color. If you don't have this tan color, you can just use your bronzer. It's pretty much the same exact color, so you can get away with that. So I'm just going to take this tan color and I'm going to saturate both sides of my brush. And for this step, grab your handheld mirror because we're going to sweep it really high up underneath the lash line, so right over here. And this will overall really tie the look together, make everything look more seamless, more cohesive, and just placing a little bit of eyeshadow right up underneath your lower lash line does make your eyes look bigger. Look how beautiful, how smoky. I absolutely am obsessed with this eyeshadow look. It looks so beautiful, and it's also wearable. So if you guys want to do a smoky gold and purple look for a Laker game, for, you know, anything, honestly, it looks so beautiful. I'm absolutely obsessed. It's so gorgeous. So now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to take a little bit of this tan color, tap off the excess. Great, once you're done applying that tan color underneath your lash line, now grab your blending brush, and now we're just going to soften right up underneath the lash line just to make sure you don't see the line from where your eyeshadow meets your makeup. Be sure to wipe your brush off before you move on to the next line. and just wipe it right over here. Great. Now once we are done softening and blending our eyeshadow, now I'm going to do my lashes off camera. So as you know, I don't want to do any eyeliner for this look since we have this really beautiful purple right up on our lash line that's already giving us a little bit of definition. So I'm going to do my lashes off camera, and then I'm going to meet you right back here where we're going to do our emerald green lips together. So I'll be right back. Alright you guys, it's lipstick time. I literally bought these brand new just for this tutorial because I just really wanted to do something different. I feel like an emerald green lip is going to be so fun, so different, so I can't wait to do this look. So the lipstick that I am using today is called Serpentine, number 986. It is a part of the Metallic collection from Maybelline. So I'm going to apply the lipstick first, and then once I'm done applying the lipstick, I'm going to line my lips. It's very important if you are dealing with a bright colored lipstick just to apply a little bit of lipstick first and then define your lips just in case your lipstick does come off, you're not left with that ring around your mouth. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this lipstick, and I'm going to place it on my bottom lip first. And then mix your lips together. Great. Once you're done mixing your lips together, now we're going to line our lips. Before you line your lips, I like to warm up my lip liner first. So I'll just take a little bit on the back of my hand and I'll just warm it up first just so that way it glides on easily. And then I'm just going to start by lining my top lip. And you'll see when you do your lip liner afterwards too how it looks more blended and you don't see any line from where your lip liner meets your lipstick. Right now I'm going to move on to my bottom lip. Before I move on to the bottom lip, I'm just going to re-warm it back up just to make sure there's no lipstick on the lip liner. And then we'll go back in one more time with the lipstick just to seal the whole look together. This color is so much fun, definitely getting like poison ivy vibes. I'm absolutely obsessed with this color. Let me know if you guys do try out this look down below. Now just to finish off the look, I'm going to set my makeup with my makeup setting spray. So I'm going to shake my makeup setting spray, as you guys know, and we're going to spray it all over our whole entire face just to set our makeup, and then you can kind of fan it dry afterwards. And this is exactly how I would do a emerald green look. I'm absolutely obsessed. I think it looks so beautiful, and especially the gold with the purple and the emerald green. I really think that the colors just go so beautifully together. So if you guys do try out this look, feel free to comment me down below. I hope you guys love it just as much as I do. I think it's so much fun, and I can't wait to see you guys on another episode where we're going to be diving into so many fun different colors, and I can't wait to see you guys then. So take care and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.